Okay. So let's start. Hey all, good morning. We were doing IAM, right? Identity and Access Management. Okay. Let me quickly log into my console. Just a minute. Okay. Meanwhile, we will just revise whatever happened yesterday. Okay. We have seen IAM. Just a minute. Hello. Hello. ఒక code వచ్చింది. Fine. So we saw that identity and access management, whatever permissions you want to give, okay, this is where you go to first, okay, and then it's a global service, irrespective of any region, all the permissions are given here only, and then the root account, which is created while creating the account, is not used by anyone. That is what we saw. Okay, so right now I am in my root account. Okay, but generally what do we do? From root account we'll create user accounts, and from user accounts first is admin account will create, will give administrator access, and then from there admin will run the show and he will do everything. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and understand what is IAM policy. See, right till now, what all we gave, we went ahead, we went to add permissions and we gave administrator access, we gave EC2 full access, S3 full access, S3 read-only access, RDS read-only access. You know what are all this? These are all IAM policies. Okay, so IAM policies like users or groups can be assigned with JSON documents called as policies. Okay, then what is JSON? Okay, let's see. So let's go to IAM. First, let's start with administrator access. Okay, we gave administrator access. What is that? What exactly is there in the backend? Let's see. So we went to session and we gave administrator access. You know what? What you see is just administrator access. But in the back end, there is a policy. There is a policy attached to it, which is written in JSON format. Okay, I'll explain what JSON format is. Okay, in a short, if I have to explain what is it is, just ignore about, as of now, ignore about statement and all. Effect allow. It means it is allowing everything. And what all actions? Star means all actions on all resources. That is why this particular access, whenever this is given, the particular user is getting complete administrator access, because this JSON document is saying that allow everything, all actions on all resources. That is why it is able to give. So for example, let me go back. We gave S3 full access to Kavya. Okay. So what is it? See, S3 star effect allow S3 star. That means all S3 actions, S3 and S3 object lambda actions completely on all resources. That is why it is giving full S3 access. Okay. So then what is this? Why is this written in this format? What is JSON? Okay. Let's try to understand. So I'll give you a small example. Okay. Let me open something. So we all know Excel. We all have used. Okay. So let me ask you few questions. Okay. For example, I gave session. This is the password in same console sign in URL. Okay. How to read this? How to read this? Username say Kavya, password this, and console sign in URL this. Again, username session, password this, and console sign in URL this. What if? Now tell me what are all this? What are all this? You don't even know, right? Okay, we don't know what Kavya is, what session is, what is that. How do we know that these are username and password? Using our column names. Okay, column names are the keys, and then these are all the values under that column names, right? Okay, so this is tabular format. Okay, see, whenever you write something like this is called tabular format. Okay, in Excel we use tabular format or CSV, comma separated values. What do we do? Username, comma password, comma console sign in, and again, the first row will always be the column names, right? So when it comes to JSON, okay, let me just save this and let me on live convert it into a JSON. Online CSV to JSON. See, this is just to show you, okay, what is a JSON format. JSON format is nothing but JavaScript oriented notation. Okay. I know name looks little bit more complex, but if you just see what is it, you'll easily understand. I want to convert CSV to JSON. I'll choose a file. So it's see, this is how it is. Username, password, console sign in URL, Kavya teammates this, session this, and this. Okay, this is the tabular format, right? Okay. This is what JSON looks like. In flower brackets, you'll have key value pairs. Even if you have 10,000 rows, okay, even if you have 10,000 rows, 10,000 times this particular bracket will be created. Username, Kavya. Password, the console sign in URL, this. Again, next row, again, username, patient. JavaScript oriented notation as a way how we write, okay, the structure of data. Okay, that's another way of writing a structure of data. Okay, so how many ever rows it has? Okay, it can have key value pairs. Okay, simple. ఇక్కడ మనం టాబులర్ గా ఎలా అయితే అర్థం చేసుకుంటున్నామో ఇక్కడ every row is an item here in JSON. It is between flower brackets. Okay, in the same way, so from now onwards, first you will be learning many scripting, different ways of scripting. JSON is one of them. You'll also learn YAML. There are many things, but let's start with JSON. It's all key value pairs inside those flower brackets. So this also, if you see, flower brackets, inside flower brackets, first is version, key, value. Again, there are statements. Statement is a key. Inside statement, this is the value. Okay, so that is how it is written. It is very simple. You don't worry, you don't have to write it. Okay, you don't have to write it. You can just generate it. Okay, I'll show you how to generate. Okay, so first, before going there, let's understand policy structure. Okay, let's understand policy structure. It will be something like this. So I didn't put easy one here. I put a complex one here so that by starting itself, you understand a complex one so that it is very easy to follow. Okay. So it starts with version. Okay. Version will always be same. 2012 10/07. That is where the actual IAM version is released. So that is gonna stay. Okay. And then ID is identifier. Whatever policy you are writing, if you want to identify it, if you want to name it something, okay, you can put it. This is optional. ID and Rasna Rayakpoina. If you see here, there is a policy there. We don't have ID. Okay, so it is your wish. If you want it to be more, whenever you see it, you should easily understand it. Then put it. Okay, then starts statements. Statements are when you start giving actual permissions. Okay, inside statements, you write different statements to give permissions. Okay, what are those? Again, SID, statement ID, again option. You want to give it. For example, you are writing multiple statements. Okay, you want to name it 1, 2, 3, you can name. Otherwise, just leave it. Okay, not needed. Then comes actions. This is where you actually give permissions. So, see, I gave an example of S3. Okay. So, if you give S3 get object, okay, it means whoever has this permission can actually read all those objects that are there inside S3 bucket. Okay. Get bucket, he can actually see the bucket. Okay, or put bucket, he can upload something to the bucket. Okay, delete object, he can go and delete it. Okay, so there are many attributes to S3. You are not going to remember all of them. Okay, see how to remember. S3 లో ఇవి ఉంటాయి, EC2 లో ఇంకో వేరే ఉంటాయి, RTS లో వేరే ఉంటాయి, Redshift లో వేరే ఉంటాయి, మల్టిపుల్ సర్వీసెస్ కి వేరే వేరే ఉంటాయి. Do we remember all of it? Guys, you are starting your before this, I just want to give you one suggestion. Okay, see, even me, after having 7 to 8 years of actual development experience, I don't remember things. Coding వచ్చేసరికి కోడింగ్ కానీ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ కానీ ఇట్లాంటి వాటికి వచ్చేసరికి what do people feel is I have to remember everything. I don't know. నాకు ఆ టైంకి గుర్తురా. No, you know who is a good developer? Not who remembers all of it. Who knows where to go, when, and where to find it. See, the best thing about AWS is whatever you want to do in AWS, starting from simple to complex of the solutions, everything is documented. AWS documentations lo దొరకందంటూ ఏది ఉండదు. కానీ who is a good developer who can actually find it? అది దొరికించుకోగలగాలి. He should be. So ఈ టైంలో నాకు ఇది అవసరం. See, నేనైనా కూడా okay, what I'll do, whenever I need something, whenever I'm working on something, I'll just go to the documentation, refer it, to copy it, and then paste it, and then change according to me. Okay, see, right now even ChatGPT can give me. Okay, then again the same question. Okay, now ChatGPT is also writing codes, or there are multiple AI tools. Will it replace us? No. You know who is replacing you? Who knows it? Who knows how to use it? So just for example, right now I want to write an IAM policy for S3. Okay, what I'll do? There are two ways. Okay, one, IAM policy for, it is this simple. IAM policy for S3 bucket. So there is official documentation. See, Amazon.com, docs.aws, Amazon.com. Just go there. It will clearly show you how to create. ఒక్కొక్కటి ఏంటి, what do we do, what to do, and everything. It will show. So what you will be doing, you will be just going there and fetching it. And AWS also has policy generators. You just go there, go to the policy generator, tell them what you do, it will generate the policy for you. Okay, so here, as a DevOps engineer, as a cloud engineer, always remember you have to do smart work, not hard work. You have to do hard work in learning and but always do smart. What is it? Tomorrow we'll learn Terraform. It is completely different. You learn cloud formation. It is completely different. You learn Ansible. It is completely different. 3 months లో మీరు ఇవన్నీ నేర్చుకొని అన్ని గుర్తు పెట్టుకుంటారు అనుకుంటే వేస్ట్. సో మీరు ఇక్కడ ఎలా చేయాలో నేర్చుకుంటారు, దాని కాన్సెప్ట్స్ నేర్చుకుంటారు, దాని డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ ఎక్కడ అవైలబుల్ ఉంటుందో నేర్చుకుంటారు. సో whenever you are going to write some Terraform script, you will go to the official documentation of HashiCorp. Okay, clear గా మొత్తం డాక్యుమెంటేషన్ ఉంటుంది. What are you trying to do? Go find it, take it, change according to you, whatever are the customizations you want to do, and then use it. For example, here, see, right now, if somebody comes and asks me, write a Terraform script for this and this. Okay, I don't waste my mind on remembering what is the syntax, how to write it. No, as simple as this. So somebody comes and asks me, go write Terraform script for AWS Lambda. You know what I'll do? Terraform AWS provider. This is what official Terraform is giving me. Okay, I'll go there. I'm just giving you this, example. Go, I want to do Lambda, right? See, there is Lambda. Okay, I'll press on it. What do I want to do? There are many things. Okay, for example, I just want to create Lambda function. Okay, go, I'll go. See, this is the way how to write script for Lambda. So now you can ask me, ఇది ఓపెన్ గా అవైలబుల్ ఉంది కదా, దీంట్లో నా గ్రేట్నెస్ ఏముంది, ఆల్రెడీ ఉంది కదా, సో ఎనీబడి కెన్ నో. If you don't know AWS, if you don't know what Lambda is, if you don't know how Lambda works, okay, if you don't know the concept, you won't be able to understand this. See, I'm telling you, this is the exact script to generate Lambda. You generate it? Can you? No. So, see, documentation is always available. Whatever it is, AWS or any DevOps tool you are going to learn, documentation is always available. It's all finding it in a right time and then doing it. Okay. So, if somebody asks me, this is what I'll do. I don't remember. Why should I be remembering all of it? It's already there. I'll copy this. I'll take it there. I'll make all those changes, all those customizations, whatever I need, however my Lambda should look like, and done. Okay. So about IAM also, don't worry. You can see a complex one here, but you don't have to remember all of this. You can generate. Okay. So let's do that. What we'll do is, let's quickly open Kavya's account. Okay. So now I am in Kavya. Okay. So, but what I'll do is, I'll go here. I'll go to Kavya. I don't want all of these permissions to Kavya. I'll just remove them. Now Kavya doesn't have any permissions. Okay. So let me quickly, what I'll do is, I'll go to S3. Like yesterday, Let me quickly create one more bucket just to show you. Two buckets are created. Right now, whenever I give S3 full access, they can come and see all things in the bucket, whatever are there, okay, what to do and all, everything can be seen. Here also, what I'll do is I'll upload few objects. All those credentials I will do. I'll just upload. Right now, everything is uploaded. But when Kavya tries to open S3, when Kavya tries to open buckets, you don't have permissions. Why? Because we have removed all permissions. Now I want to give S3 full access, but only to one particular bucket, not all the buckets. There are two buckets. So in one, I have all credentials. Okay, that is very confidential to me. I don't want to give that access to Kavya. I only want to give one bucket access, one bucket full access. This is where we create customized. Okay, so till now, whatever we went ahead and we selected and just go next and all we did, those are all AWS managed policies. Already customized, create chase better. But here we want a customized one. We don't want to generalize everything. S3 full access ఇచ్చేయండి అని చెప్పట్లేదు. ఒక one particular bucket access కావాలి మనకి. So what to do? We have to create our own policy. So I'll go to Kavya's account. This time we'll say add permissions. Okay, not direct add permissions. I'll say create inline policy. Okay, I'll say create inline policy. I want to create an IAM policy. Not select from the AWS manage. I want to create one IAM policy. Okay, it is very simple. I'll just show you. See, there are two ways. If you are an expert, you can directly go and write your JSON. Structure is already there. Structure already ichesaru. You just go type it. It will be created. Otherwise, you can also do it visually. Okay, fine. What is the permission that we are going to give S3, right? That is what we are doing. Just wait. Okay. So, for example, out of all those services, I said I want to create policy for S3. Okay. Then, what all actions to give? ఏమేం actions ఇవ్వాలి అని అడుగుతుంది. Okay. So, just say actions allowed. List, read, write, permissions management, tagging ఇలాంటి multiple ఉన్నాయి. ఒకవేళ only read permissions ఇవ్వాలనుకోండి, read only. What you will do? You will go and select this, all read services. But right now, just understand, we want to give S3 full permissions. Okay, so what you will select? See, all S3 actions. So you will select all S3 actions. Okay, and then come down. Now it is asking for resource. This is where you need to understand one more concept. Okay, for every resource you create in Amazon, okay, AWS, there is something called Amazon resource name. ఇంతవరకు మనం ఏమేమి క్రియేట్ చేసాం? త్రీ గ్రూప్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసాము, ఒక 4 users క్రియేట్ చేసాం, and then 2 S3 buckets క్రియేట్ చేసాం. Let's just go and I'll go to users. So for every resource you create in Amazon AWS, you will have something called ARN, which is Amazon resource name. So for example, I created session. if I open this, see for session the ARN is ARN AWS. This ARN AWS is common. Okay. And what is the service I am talking about? IAM, right? IAM, account name, account number, user, and session. This will be unique across all the accounts. ఎన్ని అకౌంట్స్ ఉన్నా కూడా ఈ అకౌంట్ నెంబర్ నాకే ఉంది కదా. ఓకే, ఈ అకౌంట్ లో ఇన్ దిస్ అకౌంట్ there is only one user called session. Okay, so this Amazon resource name is unique across all the unique names in this world, right? Okay, ARN AWS, and what is the service? IAM. Okay, and then account number and user session. Okay, same would be for if you want to see for Kavya or Prasad, see ARN AWS IAM account number user Prasad. Okay, same. If you go to user groups tab, if you see ARN AWS IAM account number group tab. Okay, for example, we created S3 buckets. Okay, just now we created batch 6 teammates S3 bucket. Okay, if you go to the properties, ARN AWS S3 and the bucket name. Here, why don't we have account number? Because this bucket name that I gave will be, I'll explain you when you go to S3. So this bucket name, whatever I gave, is unique across all the accounts. So it's simple, something like, see, right now I created a bucket name called batch 6 teammates second bucket, right? Remember exact thing. Okay, batch 6 teammates second bucket. Okay, with hyphens. Go try this. When you are trying to create an S3 bucket, try giving this name. You won't be able. In your account also, you won't be able to. Why? Because bucket names are unique across all the buckets in the world. Irrespective of the accounts, the name we give are unique. That is why the ARN name for S3 is ARN AWS S3 and bucket name. Okay, these are called ARNs, Amazon resource names. Okay, so what do we do? First, manam S3 all actions ichesam kada. Okay, what are we saying? Action allowed. That means effect is allowed. Okay, so we'll come down. We know the bucket name, right? So I just want to give specific bucket name, and the bucket ARN would be, what is the bucket name that I am trying to give? This is the bucket name, right? So just copy this bucket name. This is my ARN. Okay, so I'll just say add ARN. Okay, now ARN is added. I'll just come down and I'll say click next. Okay, I will name it. Okay, something like this I have named, and then I said create policy. It is creating policy. So we have created. So just observe the difference. In the mundu manam whenever we selected, it said AWS managed. It said AWS managed policy. Right now, what is it saying? Type customer inline. So we have created it inline. Okay, so did we write JSON policy? No, we just selected. But if you observe, it has created the policy for us, whatever we are thinking about. Okay, so we'll go here, say control share. So for example, we refresh this page in Kavya's. Just observe what is going to happen. See what is happening. There are two buckets in the resource. Okay, rest all permissions are fine. In the resource, I gave ARN of the bucket that I am going to give access. So what is happening? Just observe. See, there is first bucket which I didn't give access for. What is it saying? Access error. But this, it is there. So if I open this, if Kavya opens this, okay, but Okay, that is how you custom create your own policy. Okay, we don't have to write it. Right now, it is just understanding the structure of the policy. Okay, what is it? ID, statement, action, word fine. Okay, action is whatever actions we are giving permissions for. Effect is allow or deny. So ikkada effect lo if you just remove this allow and just keep it deny, all these actions will be denied. Okay, and then principle. Okay, we are here directly attaching policy to Kavya, right? So అందుకే మనం ప్రిన్సిపల్ ఇవ్వాల్సిన అవసరం లేదు. For example, you are creating a policy directly. Okay, without going to Kavya, just you go to policies and create a policy and you want it to be attached to Kavya directly. So what you will do? You will mention principal. Okay, principal ante evariki apply avvali, to whom this should be applied to. So right now in this case, principal is not required. Why? Where did we do? We created this under Kavya only, no? Okay, so we don't need this. We don't need principal. Okavela, if we are directly going to policies and create a policy directly from here, okay, so what you will do is you will mention a principal. What is that principal? Principal AWS and whatever is the ARN of that particular group or particular user, just copy it and paste it. So that means, see, this all actions are allowed to this particular user on which resources? Particular S3 bucket resources. Okay, so just a revision. Version, it always stays same. ID, identifier of the policy. Okay, what is it? It's optional. You can write anything there. Okay, and then statement, one or more statements of the policies. This is where actual starts. SID, again, statement ID, optional. If you want to keep, you can keep. Effect, allow or deny. There are two options, allow and deny. Okay, and then principal, account, user or role to which this policy is applied to. So just copy that ARN and paste it there in the principal. That means you are giving access to that particular person or group. Okay, and then resource, to which resource is this applied? Chala resources ఉన్నాయి. For example, S3 లో చాలా buckets ఉన్నాయి. ఆ bucket లో ఏ bucket కి ఇవ్వాలి? Which is the particular bucket you are trying to give? Go copy that ARN and paste it here. This is what resources are. Okay, so as simple as this. Okay, for example, let's see. Here also. So if you are confused about anything, just say AWS policy generator. I want to AWS policy generator. There is something called AWS policy generator. Just click on it. It will open this particular page. Okay. Right now, what do you want to do? For example, I want to create IAM policy. I'll click on IAM policy. Okay. And then effect, allow or deny? Allow. Okay. Which particular service are you talking about? There are so many services. A service power. Okay, just check. For example, this time you want to give it to EC2. Just select that. And then in actions, you'll have multiple actions, whatever you want to give. Okay, all those actions are there. You can select them if you know. Otherwise, just say all services. Okay, and you just say not all services, just EC2, all actions. And for example, right now we don't have any virtual machine. If you want to give all actions on that particular virtual machine, what do? You go there, you find the ARN of that particular virtual machine and then paste it here. Right now, for example, start for all resources you want to give. Just say add statement and generate policy. This is what it will generate. మీకు ఏం కావాలనుకున్నా ఇక్కడికి వచ్చి మీరు జనరేట్ చేసుకొని అక్కడికి వెళ్ళి కాపీ చేసుకోండి. Okay, so right now as a fresher who is starting now just for few days, okay, you don't write it, or you don't remember anything. Just come here, open policy generator, whatever you want to select, you select and generate the policy and paste it. Okay, with experience it comes, because as I told you, whatever you are learning, S3 EC2, whatever we are going to learn, one thing is for common for all days. What is it? IA. ఎందుకంటే ఏదైనా సర్వీస్ మనం యూజ్ చేయాలన్నా, ఓకే, టు డూ ఎనీథింగ్ we need IAM permissions, otherwise we won't be able to do it. Irrespective of whatever service you are learning, IAM is a continuous topic. ఏదైనా సర్వీస్ మనం స్టార్ట్ చేసే ముందు మళ్ళీ IAM కొంచెం పర్మిషన్స్ తీసుకొని పర్మిషన్స్ ఇచ్చిన తర్వాతనే it will happen. Okay, so IAM is a continuous process. If you want to just generate the policy, you come to AWS policy generator, click on it, generate it, and then put it. As simple as that. Always remember, ఏదైనా కాంప్లెక్స్ స్ట్రక్చర్, కాంప్లెక్స్ స్క్రిప్టింగ్ చూస్తే భయపడదు. Just don't panic. It is available somewhere. It is just that you have to find it somewhere. What is the right one? I'll tell you. So whatever you want, go search AWS documentation lo anni available. Okay, just go find it there and then put it. That's it. Okay. I just want to explain one more thing, okay, before closing class. Okay, can you see a complex diagram here? This is what working of an IAM looks like. It looks very complex, right? Okay, just leave it. I will listen to me. I will explain. Okay, working of an IAM is such a way that, for example, start from you have created your root account. Okay, and then you will try to log in. You'll get username and password. So it takes just some time to check whether your credentials are right. You know what is happening? It is asking IAM whether these credentials are right or not. Okay, then if IAM says okay, you are allowed. Okay, then same for users also. Where did we create users? IAM. Okay, that is where we have downloaded the password also. Okay, whenever user tries to log, then also it checks whether username and password are right. Then you'll be allowed. Talk about anything you want to do on IAM. AWS. Okay, imagine you are trying to access my bucket. There is a bucket in my account. You can access it from your account only when I give permission to you from my IAM. So whenever you are trying to access, it checks. For example, a user logged in. Okay, he is trying to delete something on S3 bucket. You know, first thing what happens every time, not only one time, every time he tries to delete, it connects to IAM. It asks whether he has permission to delete the bucket or not. If no, it says access denied. So the page you are seeing, access denied, allowed, whenever you open, if it opens, that means IAM has given go ahead. Okay, permissions are there. Whenever you are seeing access denied, that means IAM said no permissions. Tomorrow you'll be writing programs. Okay, for example, you write some program to access, you write a Python code to access something on AWS. Okay, for example, there is a task that there is a file on S3, you have to read that file and then dump it to some RDS table. Okay, this is the task. So you'll be writing some Python code, for example. Okay, that Python code should also have permissions from IAM. Otherwise, so the whole diagram that you see, you know, what is it saying? The whole diagram, whatever you want to do in Amazon, AWS, first you need permissions in IAM. Otherwise, you access it from anywhere. You want to access it from a console, command line interface. You want to access any resources. You want some authorization. You want to, give access to some principal. You want to request something, whatever. You want to do it from one account or another account, whatever it is. First, you need to have IAM permission. IAM should give go ahead, then only you will be able to do it. That is the power of IAM. Okay. There are some more concepts to it. One more class is required to close this. Okay. But just understand whatever we did till today, users. What all did we do? Users, groups, policies. There is one more thing called roles that we'll be doing in the next class. And also there are some account settings, security settings that you can set up like IAM, password policy, multi-factor authentication and all. Okay. Once we see that and we know IAM best practices, we're good to go with the IAM. Okay. That will be done in the next class. Okay. So guys, whoever hasn't registered yet, please try to register. Okay. We will continue in the next class. Okay.